Now, good day, my people, my community people. What we want to do today is that we want to identify this Samsung phone problem. Although the owner complained that the phone just went off and is not showing anything, it could be the screen. That's the first suspect. It could be the board. It could be the charging line. It could be any other thing. So how do you verify before buying a new screen and test the phone? If you eventually buy a new screen and the phone didn't come up, that's a loss. So let's test this device and know what the problem is so that we can verify. A ní láti mọ problem ẹ̀. Tí phone bá tàn, tí ó bá tàn, ẹ lè rò pé screen ni tó normal, but ó lè má jẹ́ screen, ó lè jẹ́ any other thing. So now nínú process yìí, màá kọ́ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè mọ problem Samsung phone, especially àwọn S20 upward series, S20, S21, S22. This particular phone is S21. First thing, kẹ́ kọ́kọ́ ṣí back glass ẹ̀ kúrò ká lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́. So nǹkan kí nǹkan tó bá jẹ́ nínú fídíò yìí ẹ máa rí, ẹ máa understand ẹ̀. So next time kò ní jẹ́ wípé ẹ máa ṣe mistake pé àti ra screen tán phone yẹn ò wá tàn, àti ṣe kinní kan power charging port ẹ̀ kò ṣiṣẹ́. This one does not work after repairing the screen. So you can be able to verify those things, even the status of the battery, the VBUS line, the charging in, the VBAT line, everything you should be able to identify before you can conclude on changing of screen. Because àtìgbà tí phone yẹn ti bá ìtàn keep ẹ̀ sílé, other things might have get damaged. Now let's remove the back cover. Although this particular model does not use glass as a back cover, but is a kind of plastic which is very fragile as well. If you apply too much of force, it will crack the plastic, and also if you put it, it's going to affect it. So any method, either cold method or hot method, just remove the back cover. Ẹ lè lo any method láti yọ back cover yẹn. Ike ni ó máa ń tètè fọ́, ṣe rí àwọn ẹ̀gbẹ́ yẹn, but ó wà òkè kẹ́ lo liquid láti yọ. So now kí ni the next thing la ní láti ṣe lórí ẹ̀? What's the next thing? We need to bring out the board and unscrew the phone. So let's start the unscrew process. One or two way ẹ ti mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa unscrew àwọn device which is normal. Now the process has commenced now. At this point, first thing you have to do is to remove the battery, because when you are dealing with Samsung phone, you must take adequate care, because if anything goes wrong, that's the end for the device. So you must be very, very careful. And also with the use of sharp objects, you must know how you handle it. Remove the component, another important component as well. So flex clip. Now don't forget that phone is in section. We have the main section, we have the sub section. Now, out of the three line we were looking for, I have the videos on my YouTube about the line. I've talked about it several times, so you are very familiar. The community member are familiar with it, so they know what we are talking about. One is within the subsection, so we need to identify that part before we bring out the board. So let's verify if the VBUS line from the subsection is okay. Once it is okay, then we can go ahead, remove the battery and the board. Then we'll find the remaining two from the main board. So a fẹ́ wá leg mẹ́ta tó wá important. Ìkan wà ní sub, ṣe mọ̀ pé apá méjì ní phone yẹn pín sí, main board wà, down board wà. So ti down board yẹn tá bá ti confirm pé VBUS ẹ̀ gba iná, ó dẹ̀ supply lórí main board, ní problem ṣe pẹ̀lú screen àti casing yẹn àti gbogbo flex yẹn, a máa yọ wọ́n sọ́tọ̀. Now tẹ́ bá rí nísìn, ẹ máa rí pé nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn ó wà okay ló ń sọ. So now battery àti main board, even gan I need the battery la fẹ́ bá ṣiṣẹ́ báyìí. When you are dealing with Samsung phone, once again, make sure you cover all the important components. As at this, look at the way I cover it with that heat resistant plaster. You can also use it, but make sure you don't press the lens. If you press directly the lens, the gum is going to stain the focus of that camera, so the camera might lose the initial portrait focus. Tẹ́ bá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ irú tape báyìí mọ́, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fọwọ́ kan lens yẹn. Tẹ́ bá fọwọ́ kan ojú screen yẹn directly, ó máa stain lens ẹ̀. So now a ti identify yẹn, a need láti ṣe nǹkan míì. Ká connect ẹ̀, ká wò bóyá charging area wà okay, ṣó feed VBAT ní accurate voltage tó lè jẹ́ kí battery charge. So now a ti supply voltage láti sàlẹ̀, a máa fi iná sínú ẹ̀ láti sàlẹ̀. That's the first thing. A ti ń read ẹ̀ normal by, but a ti fi iná sí, that is code method là ń lò lọ́wọ́ báyìí. After tá bá ti lo code method yìí la máa fi iná sí, a máa wá second line which is our VBAT, a máa wòye voltage tó débẹ̀. Ṣé iná tó dé orí ibẹ̀ yẹn pé? Tó bá pé, it means the charging section is doing its work perfectly. So now a máa move to another part which is the third leg. Ìyẹn gangan ni a máa wá rail ẹ̀ jáde, because ìyẹn ó ní main current ray, òun gangan ni power supply ray to the board. So ní the next thing tá máa wá after this, although àwọn nǹkan tí mò ń wá ń bẹ̀ yẹn kò tíì jáde. So now we need to test whether the current is getting to the second line, which is the VBAT line. How many voltage? If the voltage is accurate, it means the charging section of this device is good. So we need to find the third leg now, which is very important for the power of this main board. Without the third leg, the phone is not going to work. So now the second line is giving us around 4.2, which is okay. And I'm having a feeling that the way the result I'm getting from this device now is almost telling me that the screen is bad as a result, but I haven't confirmed. So we'll do a final evaluation when we get to the end of this video. Now we have bring out the main board now. Let's verify the second leg very well. I have made some readings. So now the next thing to do is to inject voltage. Now injection of voltage require proper care. You must know the accurate voltage to inject. You don't just inject voltage. You can check schematic to know the required voltage for a particular device. Particular device, it means injection rate wọn ó máa ń yàtọ̀tọ̀, although ó wà okay kéèyàn máa lo constant rate, but ó máa ń yàtọ̀tọ̀. Why tó fi yàtọ̀tọ̀ ni pé ìgbà míì tẹ́ bá supply 4.2 sí fún, ó máa on, but tó bá ti fẹ́ boot ó máa kú padà, which means ó possible kò jẹ́ voltage yẹn ni ó tó. Tẹ́ bá increase ẹ̀ ó lè tàn wọ menu. So ó depend lórí device tẹ́ bá, that same voltage tó tàn yẹn wọ menu tẹ́ bá fi sí fún mi ó lè má tàn rárá bóyá ó ti pọ̀ jù. Ṣé you understand? So you must use appropriate voltage when you are trying to inject voltage into a phone. So at this point I'm looking for the VBAT line, which is what you know, but you cannot connect it to the terminal. You just have to find a leg alternatively. You can check schematic. I already have a program coming about the use of schematic. I have a specialist from India. He's going to teach my community member how to use schematic. So just stay tuned. They are working on it now. So now at this point the only thing we need to do now is inject the appropriate voltage. Now I will show you the multimeter one, and then I will also show you the DC power supply and check the reaction. Whatever you are seeing on the DC power supply is what this phone is showing. So DC power supply la fẹ́ lò at this point now. Now ẹ jẹ́ ká trigger power button. Àti trigger power button yẹn báyìí. So ẹ máa wo reaction. Nǹkan tó bá ṣe ó depend. Tí analog ní eléyìí, digital ẹ̀ wà nísàlẹ̀ ńbẹ̀ yẹn, analog ẹ̀ wà, ní ńlá wà, kékeré wà, oríṣiríṣi DC supply ni. But in tèmi like as favourite ní eléyìí, mo like analog yìí gan. But tí n bá fẹ́, tó bá gbé device ò tàn, tẹ́lẹ̀ bá sọ fún mi pé device ò tàn, máa ń confirm ẹ̀ lórí digital. So màá lè mọ number tó drag sí, nǹkan tó ń point to ó yàtọ̀, because àti ka eléyìí based on tó jẹ́ analog ó lè yàtọ̀ díẹ̀. So digital máa sọ accurate ibi tó ń stop sí, ibi tí fluctuation ti occur, ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin méjèèjì nìyẹn. So I prefer using this analog method for identification mostly. So now ó ti ń sọ nǹkan tí a fẹ́ ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Báwo lẹ ṣe lè understand àwọn readings yìí very well? There is more to learning than just what you were seeing on the screen. I have a special ebook that will guide you through the process. Some people used to say they don't like reading online. Online class is not always effective. I can tell you that the type of online class we've been coming across is the one that makes it seems difficult. Some things are not that difficult. But look at this one now. Ọ̀nà tá là kalẹ̀ ní wípé ó ti ní ọ̀nà tó ẹ fi máa ṣe, tẹ́ fi máa mọ àwọn kìíní orí lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. It's a step, one step at a time. Now, a ti ń de phone yẹn padà. A ti mọ problem ẹ̀. This particular phone, problem ẹ̀ screen. Tá bá fi screen ti báyìí. Now, you can subscribe to this channel for more of this kind of video. Tẹ́ bá wo àwọn fídíò yẹn, ẹ kàn click the subscribe button tó wà lórí screen. Ó máa jẹ́ kẹ́ máa receive notification. A lot of things la máa ń ṣe tó máa ń wà informative, tẹ́ lè máa enjoy. Tẹ́ bá ń repair, tẹ́ gbọ́ èdè tí mò ń sọ, tẹ́ fún subscribe sí page yìí, ẹ máa miss a lot because gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ lẹ máa rí lórí social media nígbà mi. Ìmí àti ẹ̀kí ń post ẹ̀ sí social media tó yẹ pé YouTube ló máa wá direct. Fẹ́ subscribe sí YouTube wa kẹ́ lè enjoy, kẹ́ lè máa rí tí a bá ti post anything, máa rí notification directly pé wọ́n ti post nǹkan báyìí. So ó máa wà easier fún yín láti máa wá access ẹ̀. So irú step 2 eléyìí sìn bá ṣe máa ṣe. Tá bá ti ṣe screen ẹ̀ tó náà bá agree, a máa tún fi hàn yín. Ẹ máa rí bí phone yẹn ṣe tàn. Bá ṣe confirm kan tá sọ. So bó ṣe máa wà nìyẹn. And so you can have a good day. And don't forget there will soon be a schematic or use analysis. Whereby a máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa schematic in detail. Kì í ṣe díẹ̀ o bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè fi schematic wé phone. Ẹ̀ ń lo schematic kò mean pé ẹ mọ̀ ọ́ lò.